We talked to Ava Tankersley earlier this week, and she said anytime you get to play in front of these fans, it's a privilege and something that her and the rest of the team don't take lightly.
Not the way Arkansas wanted to end their 2025 SEC tournament campaign, but there were some positives to take away, and that was the improved guard play.
5 of the top 11 ranked teams fell, including SEC schools such as Alabama, Missouri, and of course, Tennessee. For the Razorbacks, who wound up with the win over the 4th-ranked Volunteers, it was 1999 all over again. Maybe they had the barbecue fries that I go to every single time I'm here, because those gave me some energy for this game, and clearly the Arkansas lineup came out with plenty of energy. Troy cuts within 3, but the Hogs don't look back, and that's thanks to this guy. Big Z doing it on defense this time. He had 5 blocks on the night, but it doesn't end there. Later in the possession for 3. He hits it. He finished with 6 tonight. It's rare in sports that any athlete is left without scars. They serve as a reminder for all the falls and hard moments that athletes have to get up from.
Nashville is ready for some hoops as Arkansas takes on South Carolina in the start of their SEC tournament championship bid today, in a game that we saw just 11 days ago back on March 1st.
I think when I see it now, I have an appreciation for myself in a way.
It was supposed to be a normal spring break for Hare, a trip to Cabo with friends to relax by the beach. Despite getting over strep the week before, Hare still felt something in her body wasn't right.
So I was like, maybe I should go back and see the doctor again, and I did. And she was just doing a normal sick exam and was feeling the lymph nodes, and then felt down my neck and was like, oh, your thyroid feels a little enlarged, we should go get that looked at.
One ultrasound and a week later, Hare finally had an answer to what was wrong.
I had papillary thyroid carcinoma, and being 18 years old, they kind of said this is pretty uncommon to see it in such a young female athlete. So that was really scary, and it had spread to my lymph nodes as well. I just wasn't really sure how I was gonna go about that, but I think just whenever they were telling me my course of treatment and everything, they were very positive that I was going to make a full recovery, and I had a good prognosis.
The phrase full recovery, a bright light at a dark time. Still, soccer was the only thing she could think about.
That was the scariest part of it too. It wasn't the fact that I was sick or that something was wrong with me. It was more the fact what is this going to mean for the rest of my life? But then I was thinking about, what about when I'm done playing soccer and I'm starting family, or is it going to affect that? What is that going to look like for me? Just taking it day by day.
With her family back in Oklahoma, it was her second family here on the Hill that helped her when the going got tough.
It truly meant the world to me. Just kind of having my own family here is really what got me through it. So my parents were obviously calling me and texting me every day, and I was I have everything that I could possibly need here in Fayetteville.
By the time training camp started at the end of July, Hare was fully back with the team and the training wheels were off. Even after an early injury in East Lansing that saw her get taken out of the game against Michigan State, Hare was able to break through the following game, scoring her first goal as an Arkansas Razorback.
It was just almost a sigh of relief of oh my gosh, I did it. I finally scored. They hit a missed clearance and it went right back to Tenn, and I was running on the backside. I was wide open and I called for the ball. She played the most perfect ball in. It was the most perfect ball, and I was just don't mess it up.
Down and in! Arkansas gets the goal, their 4th of the match.
My parents were standing right behind the goal when it happened, and I saw them jump up and celebrate, and so it was really cool to see that.
It's a moment imprinted on Hare's memory, just like the scar on her neck.
It's taken me a while to kind of see it and use it as a source of confidence. Seeing it and using it as a reminder that I've been through a lot, and that using the things that I learned during that will only take me farther.
These students, they literally gave their all. They sacrificed so much. We couldn't do it without them.
Stopping right there.
We have about 30 students that make up our event operations crew. They're the ones that do the heavy lifting. And we get a lot of different applications throughout the year, and we're looking for the right fit, those that are going to really go above and beyond and check their ego at the door and kind of give us their all.
It's the team behind the team, the people putting in the long hours to turn Bud Walton Arena from this to this.
This last pass.
Fans are used to seeing the finished product, but not this.
Okay, now straight.
going from basketball to gymnastics, we call that a strike. So we strike basketball. So that entails picking up all the courtside chairs and the bench chairs and getting them pushed to storage. That entails bringing the hoops down and rolling them back into storage. And then we have to carpet the floor to protect our basketball floor from all the gymnastics apparatuses that we bring out. To strike gymnastics, it's about 3 to 4 hours or so. To strike basketball, it's about 2 hours. To set gymnastics, it's about 5 hours. To set basketball, it's about 3 hours.
Not every strike and setup are the same. With the gym backs hosting every home meet in Bud Walton Arena, the schedule doesn't always give Olsen's team the same amount of time each week.
We had a lot of different, calls and emails back and forth and meetings about making that change. And ultimately, my boss called me up and she was like, "Can we do this?" And I'm like, "Let's roll, let's do it." There was a couple nights where we were here, I should say mornings, till 6 a.m., and our students had to turn around and go to class at 8 a.m.
It's a selfless, thankless job, yet it's one that Olsen knows goes far beyond the actual arena.
People show up and the arena is what the arena is, and nobody really thinks about all the work that goes behind the scenes. And we're fighting for national championships just as much as our teams are that we do this for. And so, I think that people show up and they may take for granted how this got to where it got, and we're the ones that tell people not to worry about that. We got them.
Working for the event services is an opportunity for students to not only get hands-on experience, but also set themselves up for future endeavors.
We look at their resumes, we help them write cover letters, we invite them in for webinars that our peers are doing across the nation to kind of help give them a full spectrum and kind of be an extension of their sport management degree.
The job is something Olsen and his staff take pride in, giving his students a start while being the backbone for Arkansas athletics. Reporting for the Big Trail Nation, I'm Kamikow.